Hey everybody, Andy Stickel here. Today I'm going to teach you 3 ways to improve the marketing of your law firm without spending any money. So these are things that you can do that will get you more business, more clients, make you more money, and it won't actually cost you anything to do this. So let's dive right into this. The first thing that you can do is you can secret shop your law firm. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times when I have a client or we call a lot of different law firms, the way that they handle their intake is a major problem. And a lot of cases and a lot of leads fall through the cracks just because they have a really crappy intake process. So one of the things that you can do is you can do a secret shopping of your intake. So have somebody call up and pretend to be a client and go through the intake process, pretend to be a lead and go through the intake process and see what actually happens. If you do this a few times, you're going to find some major areas that need to be addressed. This typically always happens where the person on the phone is saying the wrong thing or sending people to voicemail and not taking a message or getting their name and their phone number, different things like that. So you'll be shocked at what you learn just by simply secret shopping your law firms. If you can disguise your voice, then do it yourself. Otherwise, have somebody else do it for you. Make sure to record the conversation, if it's legal, of course. But have them report back so you can see exactly what is happening when someone calls your law firm as a lead, because your administrative assistant, your receptionist, whoever's answering the phone, they are your first line of offense. They are the first contact that anybody has with your law firm. So it's also going to be the first impression of the firm. And if they don't do a good job of converting that phone call into a lead, then the lead can never be a client. So number one, always secret shop your law firm. Do it several times per year, and that will, that will make sure that people don't get complacent. It will make sure that you're always improving, and it'll make sure that your intake process is solid. Secret shop your law firm. All right. Second thing you can do. Clients always ask me, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? Get reviews. Reviews on your Google profile, your Yelp profile, Facebook, Avo, lawyers.com, Yelp, all of those places are very, very important. The most important is Google, but reviews will always help your law firm because it's a form of social proof that can't be, I guess people can create fake reviews, but it's a form of social proof that people rely on. Nowadays, people rely on reviews. If they knew who you were, they would just Google Bill Smith attorney. They wouldn't Google, bankruptcy attorney. And when that happens, a list is returned with 3 different attorneys, or maybe 4 attorneys if there's an ad in the maps. And the only thing they have to go off of is social proof. So that's why it's important that you have as many reviews as possible. So reviews are one of those tricky things where it's always kind of difficult to get people to leave your reviews. A lot of times a personal note, personal phone call, pick up the phone will get you reviews. Especially if you can capture people when they're in the moment where they could give you a review. Another thing is to make their life easier by giving them the link that takes them right to the review box. So the way you do that is you go to Google and you search for your law firm, and then on the bottom right, you're going to see it says review, and then you're going to see a button that says write a review. Click that link, and then grab the URL from the browser, grab the entire really long URL, and then go to bit.ly and create a short link. Then you're going to send them that short link. And if they have a Gmail address, send that link to that Gmail address. Because what's going to happen is they click on that link and it's not going to take them to the Google page where then they have to figure out, okay, how do I leave a review? What it's going to do, it's going to open up the box directly to where all they have to do is type the review, click 5 stars, and click submit. So that's a shortcut. If you remove the number of steps between them and having a completed review, then you have a much higher chance of getting the review done. So, there's a lot of ways you can call people and have a conversation with them, and then you can get the review. And if there's one thing that I've seen that makes a huge impact, a huge difference on the bottom line, and it can happen, in a couple days if you get enough reviews, it's getting reviews. That's the number one thing we tell every single client. I don't think there's a client of ours that we haven't been like a broken record. Get reviews, because it's extremely important. Even if you're in the maps and you don't have a lot of reviews, you're not going to get phone calls. Being in the maps is not enough. You've got to have reviews. So get reviews is the number 2 way. Now, the number 3 way, and this is kind of, you're going to have to go with me on this one. testimonials and recommendations for other businesses in the area. Now, this is where kind of the philosophy of outward marketing, where basically you're going to give and give and give, and eventually you're going to get stuff back. So what you can do, and I've seen all kinds of law firms do all types of different things like this. Sometimes they have a local business highlight on their website, where they'll highlight a local business on their website, and not a competing business. I mean, if you're a family law attorney, you don't have to do another family law attorney. You can do literally any business in the community. I mean, it can be related to the community. It can be a pizza shop. It can be a barber shop. It can be, your kid's daycare. It doesn't matter what it is. But what happens is, if you basically give testimonials, if you feature them on your website, maybe you have an email list, you can send out an email blast to all of your followers talking about what a great experience you had at this one place, and you want to highlight this business and thank them, and anyone that's in the area should check them out. That type of stuff will come back to you, because what will happen is, when people do that, you will get referrals. You'll do a lot of them, and eventually people will start recognizing it. Business owners will be really grateful because you're giving them free advertising to your list, and then they'll reciprocate and they'll give you free advertising to their list. Now, I'm not saying every single one of them is going to do it. In fact, most of them probably won't do it, but a decent percentage of them will. And if you just make a habit of doing this, then what will happen is you'll start building up really good karma and goodwill, and you'll start working with a lot of other business owners, and they'll start referring clients to you, and they'll start promoting your services to their list. It works every single time, but the way it starts is by you giving testimonials and not expecting anything back. But maybe add the business owner to your mailing list or your Facebook page so that they see that you're doing this for them. So those are 3 ways. A lot of times lawyers don't have a lot of money, or they just don't want to spend money on their marketing, or they're already spending money. They want to know, what else can I do? These are 3 things that you can do that will make a huge difference in your bottom line. If you secret shop your intake and make sure that you know exactly what's going on, you can identify any problems and get to the bottom of them, then you're going to get more leads, and more leads will turn into more clients. Get reviews, that will give you more social proof, so more people will turn it into leads. And then give testimonials. This is in the karma bank, and it will come back to you tenfold, I promise. So hope you guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments or anything, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys soon.